My day starts when I pull onto Madison Avenue, because the first thing I see is all of our guests lined up to come in. I turn all the lights on, I turn all the ovens on, and the first people that I actually deal with are my cooks. After you finish cutting up,
we cook food from scratch. We chop up vegetables from scratch. They take the bread and they slice it into pieces.
We find a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Before you know it, we have a soup, we have a part of a meal.
There are so many Long Islanders that are only a paycheck away from needing our assistance.
People that we serve in the inn could literally be our next door neighbors, live in our towns, go to school with our children.
People do not know that this exists on Long Island.
Hunger is here on Long Island. Homelessness is here right around in your own neighborhood.
Nobody plans to be homeless. Nobody wakes up and says, I think I'm going to be homeless today. Something has happened in their life that pushes them into poverty.
3 out of every 10 people go to sleep hungry at night.
How do you put food on the table if you don't have a job? How do you send your daughter off to school when you don't have money to buy clothing?
To see people walking with their families, and this is their only hot meal of the day, it's really gut-wrenching.
I thank goodness that they do have a loving place like the inn that does care about them.
The inn was founded in 1983 by Mike Moran and Pat O'Connor and a small group of concerned volunteers who opened the first soup kitchen in Nassau County after they woke up to the reality that there were hungry and homeless people here on Long Island. From that first soup kitchen in Hempstead, today we have soup kitchens operating across Nassau and Suffolk County where everyone is offered a free, hot, nutritious meal with no questions asked. We also operate several emergency shelters for anyone who is homeless. And we have a long-term housing program with supportive services for people who want to break the cycle of poverty.
People think about a soup kitchen, you think you're just coming for a meal.
we also have a clothing boutique here.
People can come in and they can take shoes or a jacket.
They need clothing for jobs, or they just need clothing period for their kids to go to school.
We have counseling service, we have housing referrals, education referrals, employment referrals. You can also get a nice shower if you'd like a shower.
We provide all of our guests with access to a 5-pound bag of groceries from our Guest Choice Pantry.
Like during Thanksgiving, we give out turkeys.
What's so interesting about the inn is everyone does think of it in regard to, you know, the soup kitchens, but there are so many, there's about a dozen or more long-term housing and shelters.
Today, the inn operates 3 emergency shelters. 2 are for families and 1 is for single men who would otherwise be living on the street.
It's so nice to let these people live in a place where they have beautiful living rooms and, you know, their own bunk beds or beds. And, you know, some of the shelters for families, they have their own room.
When they walk in, it's almost as if they want to make sure they're in the right place because they can't believe they're walking into a regular house.
Seeing children playing with their toys, this is literally their home. So the word homeless or the word shelter really disappears.
You know, they eat as families, which is, it's just so nice that they maintain that dignity that people deserve, everyone deserves.
I think that the people who work here are passionate.
The staff is, I marvel at them. I could never do what they do. There are people coming in, asking for clothes, asking for showers. Some need counseling, some need help with getting insurance. 400 or 500 people per day. 3 people run this.
The volunteers just do an absolutely incredible job.
I am so proud to be affiliated with something like this. I really am.
It's an amazing place to work.
Everybody should be able to help someone. There's that saying, to give back. And to give back is a wonderful thing. You feel it in your heart and your soul.
There was a time when I was actually hungry. And if I can just, if my coming here for 4 or 5 hours help somebody not be hungry, that's a simple thing for me to do.
When somebody walks out after having their meal and they say something like, thank you, that's how we volunteers get paid.
Every donation goes back to the guests.
Every dime that they get goes to these people. Every dime they get.
They don't waste. They're extremely professional.
I think what makes the Inn unique is that it's a local charity that contributes to women, to men, to children, and they're our neighbors.
I mean, it's very simple. All people have to do is to help us so we can help others. Whether it's contributing food, money, time, we need them for the Inn here to survive.
When a corporation decides that they can help at the Inn, there's many ways they can become involved. Food drives, clothing drives, fundraisers, which many of them have done. But they also, some of them take a very big step of allowing their staff to come down and actually volunteer in the soup kitchen during their business hours. And that is a life-changing experience for many of the volunteers.
We have a group of people that want to come back year after year. We bus them here. We get pizza for everybody, but they get a lot of joy and satisfaction, and they want to feel like they're doing something more.
Without the Inn, oh my God, I don't know.
Without the Inn, these people would be on the streets sometimes without any clothing, without any food. And we all know that that cannot be.
Oh, I would hate to see what would this area be like without the Inn, because, I mean, it really does help people just get by day to day.
You know, without the Inn, it's just devastating to me what these people would be doing. What would they do? Where would they go? You know, what would they have? Nothing. I just can't imagine them being hungry, especially these little kids. I can't imagine these kids being hungry. That would kill me.
We can't solve all the problems of the world, but if you can make one little difference in somebody's life, that really means a great deal.
It was Thanksgiving time, and we were giving out turkeys. This one man came in, and I was watching him, and I could see right away he had never been in the building before. He went to reach in his pocket to get out what appeared to be his wallet, and one of the volunteers tapped him on the hand and said, "No, no, 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 you don't need anything here." You could see it was welling up in him a sense of surprise that not only he, but the people in front of him and behind him were receiving in the same way. And he took the turkey, and now you could see his eyes were totally glassed over from tears in them. As he turned to leave, he had tears running down his face, and he said, "At least somebody understands."